Thanks for the support as a channel member, Stephen Boyd II. Oh, boys and girls, I was so convinced we were completely bottling this season that we've come all the way through to the last 2 matches of the regular season. And it turns out everyone else is bottling too, and we still have a chance to sneak in and win automatic promotion, despite the fact we're genuinely a bit rubbish now. Hello and welcome to part 31 of Non-Lethal Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have the final 2 games of the season for you. We're away against Crawley, at home against Bromley, and this is why. Hold on, that's not my custom view. Available on the Steam Workshop. Just search for LOLLUJO view. Not a deliberate advert, but perfect. There's no reason to advertise the Steam Workshop. They don't pay us anything. This is why I didn't come back and show you any more of the run-in. I think the last episode was way up here somewhere, and you can see off the back of it, we continued to be really poor, only winning 1 game in February. We then started March off with a defeat and a draw. I think Eastleigh was when I was originally planning on coming back, and at that point, we were in 3rd place, and I was just thinking, there's no point. There's no point showing you Eastleigh and then the end of the season and then the playoffs. We'll just go all the way through. But then we beat Scunthorpe, we drew against Yeovil, we beat Hartlepool, we beat Newport. At that point, we were only 2 points behind at the top of the league, and I was starting to panic a little bit that I should have come back earlier because we were in a title race. But then, thankfully, we lost to Port Vale. This is what the league table looks like as we go into the final 2 matches. Realistically, we're not going up automatically. I think we are probably just going to be, we're definitely going to be straight into the semi-finals of the playoffs, because the way the playoffs work at this level, 7th will play 4th, while 6th play 5th, and then the winner of 7th and 4th plays 2nd, and the winner of 5th and 6th plays 3rd, and then the winner of those matches is the playoff final. Easy peasy. So we should be straight into the playoff semi-finals, unless we lose both games, Port Vale win both games. We actually could bottle that. That would be horrific. If after this season we have to go into the quarterfinal of the playoffs, that would be absurd. But we are in with a chance. We're only 4 points behind Chesterfield. We are away against Crawley, who are down in 8th. That's probably a game Crawley will quite fancy a win in. But while that's going on, Chesterfield are away against Yeovil, who are down in 14th. Lovely. Torquay away against Weymouth, who are rock bottom and already relegated. This isn't looking good for us, is it? And then on the final day, we're at home against Bromley, who are a team we should beat comfortably. If we've got any chance of promotion of any kind, we should be beating Bromley. And that is happening while Chesterfield are at home against mid-table Hartlepool, and Torquay are at home against Boreham Wood, who are down in the relegation, almost relegation zone. So if anything, I'd say Torquay are more likely to catch Chesterfield than we are. But with a 4-point gap, I imagine Chesterfield have got this wrapped up. But we'll show it on the off chance we get a backdoor Kev moment. But I think realistically, we've got the playoffs coming up tomorrow, and fingers crossed we can still sneak a promotion that way. Although the way our form has been, I don't really rate our chances of. To be fair, we're 5th for form. If we win these last 2 games, you never know. We might go into that in half decent form. The media still. In fact, the media are expecting us to finish 20th. Thanks, media. You'd think they'd change those odds now. We can't finish below 4th. They're expecting us to finish 20th. Port Vale were the pre-season favourites, and they're the team that are chasing us. That's a problem. Should we just get one of these games out of the way? At least if we get this game played and don't lose it, we know we're guaranteed into the semi-finals of the playoffs, which I guess is a more sensible goal than trying to win the league. Marshall in goal, a back four of Hendry, Colvin, Price and Senior, Livermore and Magoma in midfield, Adidokan, McAneff and Okoflex supporting Alcock up front. I'm still not happy with Andrucci. He's kind of back in the mix, but not playing regularly because he still wants to leave. And if he wants to leave, I don't really want to use him. And also, I don't really want to rely on him. If he's not going to be here, I'd rather use this time to get games into Alcock and turn him into the goal scorer that we need, rather than having Andrucci there, still scoring fairly regularly, but knowing that any moment he's going to be taken away from us. It just seems a little bit pointless at this level where you don't really get money for players. It seems a bit pointless developing a player who's League One or Championship bound. There's a couple of Championship clubs who are interested in him, but nobody's going to pay us any kind of fee. Unless, of course, and this might be where my thinking is a little bit broken and you're going to ruin me in the comments, feel free to. It really helps for the algorithm. But I imagine if and when we get to League One and become a full-time club and get that reputation boost, I imagine that £35,000 value he's got now at least gets into six figures just by virtue of all that stuff increasing. And that then might make it a little bit easier for him to get his move and us to get a payday. But we're not thinking in terms of that because I've literally only just thought of it now. And it's a bit late because I've already picked the team for the last 12 matches. Hendry on the left-hand side. If we could find a cross for Alcock, that would be great. In fact, it's Occo Flex we find, and he's there with his header, and that's his 6th goal of the season for Armstrong. Occo Flex, who is, by all accounts, scoring for fun for the West Ham under-23s in real life. So maybe we should be playing him as a striker if he's accurately reflected in Football Manager. But who cares? He's scored a goal today, and that's all that really matters. It's a lovely header from him as well to put us 1-0 up. I've noticed Port Vale have just gone ahead in their game as well. So in terms of getting through to the semi-finals of the playoffs, that goal couldn't have come at a better time. Torquay are 2-0 up now over Weymouth, which means leapfrogging Torquay just got that little bit harder. I haven't seen any goal notifications come through from the Chesterfield game. So I guess it doesn't really matter what Torquay are doing, as long as, for now at least, as long as Chesterfield are losing. If Chesterfield are losing, I'll accept a Torquay win today. We just need to do better than them on the last day, whilst Chesterfield lose again. I mean, I'm not asking for much. That's terrible from Marshall. I don't really know what he's up to there. He's just gone down on his hands and knees for no reason. Is he just decided it's an unfair as having an enormous goalkeeper and he wanted to even the odds? It's like in the wrestling when they put their arms behind their backs and give their opponents a free go. Go on then, I'm going to go on my knees. See if you can beat me when I'm on my knees. Oh, you can. Now's not the time for that kind of nonsense, Philip. For goodness sake. Senior to McAnuff. We need a goal now. I'm tempted to send Marshall forward for a corner so that he can score it to balance out the fact that he's just gifted them a goal with his own bravado. Livermore playing it. Oh, in fact, I thought he was playing it square. He's actually done the deep in-swinging cross to Occo Flex, who this time couldn't keep his header down. But we do have a long throw. Port Vale had now conceded against Kidderminster. It's 2-1 there. And Alcock really should be scoring there. He is good in the air. He naturally wants to be a poacher or a target man. He's 6'2". He is good in the air. You didn't see any of it there. You would have banked on him grabbing a goal at that point. And now it's the in-swinging corner, which is chaos in the penalty area and the worst possible outcome. And we are behind at half-time while Port Vale are winning. And all of a sudden, not only is the title slipping out of our grasp, we might actually have to go through the indignity of a playoff quarterfinal, which on the form we're in, you wouldn't bank on us to win, I don't think. Although I think I've just seen Kidderminster have now got a second goal against Port Vale, so I think it's 2-2 there. So maybe it's not all over. Can we see the scenarios at the moment? So Chesterfield, the team I'm looking for, Chesterfield are winning anyway, so none of it really matters. We need to look down rather than up. But with Port Vale now drawing against Kidderminster, it does mean we have that 4-point gap down to 4th place. We shouldn't be clinging on in the way that we are. But as it stands at the moment, we are clinging on to that semi-final spot. But there's no point having the semi-final spot if we go into the playoffs in terrible form. We've all played enough playoffs over the years now to know that the team with the momentum is the team that wins the playoffs. Crawley, coming up from nowhere, you'd put money on them. Port Vale, as one of the pre-season title favourites, who've had a bit of a surge late on this season, after not really being in the mix at all year long, you'd certainly have a long look at them as well. Us, who were top of the league for most of the year and have been in free fall for 2 months, there's not a chance you're going to back us to win the playoffs. We're just in terrible, terrible form. We've made a triple change. Andrucci is on, but out wide, as we try and drag ourselves back into the game. I'm going to demand more. We at the very least need an equaliser here. Oh my word. This is, again, 2 back-to-back defeats. I mean, we knew. Let's try and offer some balance to this. We knew when we were top of the league at the halfway point of the season, we knew that it was all based on the morale and the momentum and sort of carrying that through from the season before. We were saying at the time that the fall was going to come. That's a pretty nice, well-worked set piece there. Senior getting his first senior goal, probably. Certainly his first goal for us. We'll call it his first. It's our first senior goal, even if it's not his first senior goal. But we knew we were gonna have a difficult second half of the season because the morale doesn't last forever. But it's so frustrating that in the end we have got so close. Chesterfield are losing, I think. Are they? I don't know. I think both us and Torquay have lost. I think all three of us have lost. I think the bottle jobs have combined again. So, Chesterfield drew, Torquay lost, we lost, Port Vale drew, Fylde, I think, have picked up a win, but it doesn't matter because they weren't. This is what the last couple of months have been like in this save. Everybody trying to bottle harder than everybody else, and ultimately Chesterfield have bottled slightly less than us and Torquay and everyone else has. Chesterfield are up automatically. We're in the playoffs. Now it's just a final day of the season to decide who we're going to face in that playoff semi-final. If we finish above Torquay, it will then be 4th or 7th. If we finish where we are now, it'll be 5th or 6th. I'm of a mind to try and avoid Port Vale and Crawley, the teams who've beaten us in the last 2 matches. We've got to win on the last day. So, final day of the season then, we are resting Hendry. He's gone away, just having a little rest and training, getting him ready for the playoffs. He's old. Old man Hendry at 30 years old, needs a little bit of a rest. He's played a lot of football this year. 11 assists as well. What a signing he's been. Perhaps sometimes it's okay to sign pensioners. So Williams comes in for him. I'm actually looking at Neil Williams as a potential free signing in the summer. He's out of contract at Tranmere. I just like the fact that he's either-footed and can cover at fullback on either side. I acknowledge he's not a great fullback. He's primarily a centre-back. But even so, an either-footed current international 19-year-old centre-back, that'll do. The fact that he can then offer the cover at fullback on either side as well, it just feels like the kind of player who'd get a lot of football for us, even if he's not necessarily a starter. But he comes in at left-back. We've got to win this game, because we need to go into the playoffs with form. Those of you who've been around on the channel for a little while and watched the Born in the USA series last year, and you've been watching my Twitch streams as well, maybe, will know just how long it's been since I've won a playoff in any save. I think you have to go back. Did we win a playoff in non-Lethal Legend last year? It's double figures, I think, for consecutive playoff disappointment. We lost, I think, 7 or 8 playoffs in Born in the USA without ever winning one. We've lost at least 1 on stream this year already. I just don't feel very confident going into the playoffs. So at the very least, we need to go into them with some kind of form. And I'm looking at Port Vale and they terrify me. I just want to avoid them. Williams with the cross to the far post. Occo Flex was there again, just like in the previous game. But this time can't find the back of that. It seemed more difficult to miss than it was to score there. He's somehow managed to miss at the far post when he's this side of the near post. But Williams, after half-time, is going to have another attempt at a long throw. He's certainly got a decent long throw on him. Magoma with the shot from range. But I think Olcock ended up offside. We've played not too badly in this game. Torquay, what are they up to? Torquay, it doesn't matter. We don't care about league position. It's literally we need the form from the win. I don't care if we finish 2nd or 3rd. It doesn't really make a difference. What we need is a confidence-boosting win before we end up in those playoffs. Because otherwise, it'll be 3 matches without a win, and that is no form to go into the playoffs. And imagine if it's 3 defeats going into the playoffs. We may as well not bother. Whoever gets us in the semi-final just has a direct path through to Wembley. Marshall, he's teed it up for a big Marshall hoof, but then didn't aim it very well. He still kicked it a long way, his targeting was a little bit off, but Magoma, his targeting spot on, finds Alcock, who's taking it a little bit wide there, plays it back to Addy Dockham, so Alcock can reposition himself in the middle. Williams now playing it back to Livermore. We've actually done some really nice football here in Livermore with the shot from range. Whistles just wide, but it was a nice move. You can certainly see Alcock has got a lot of target man qualities about him. You know, I hate playing with target men, but the more I see him play, the more he just looks like a target man in the match engine. We saw it an episode or two back. He did some really nice hold-up plays. Done it again there. I think Alcock might... I don't really like using a target man on their own. I wonder if the future might be Alcock with a strike partner. Maybe a good old-fashioned 4-4-2 with Alcock and probably not Andrucci because he's likely to be leaving. Maybe Occoflex as the advance forward running beyond the target man that is Alcock. These are ideas for next season, though, really. So let's not worry about them too much now. We are going to get Andrucci on up front with him now, though. I'm gonna test my theory now. So if we play Alcock as a target man and Andrucci, he wants to be a complete forward, apparently. That seems a little bit fancy, but McAneff can then go out onto the right-hand side. And then if we bring Smith on as well, just for midfield energy. And you know what? We're going to bring Adedoyan in to be an inside forward on this side. We're going to go attack him. We need a win. We need the confidence boost. Let's see how Alcock plays as a target man. Maybe this is the answer. Maybe we're going to do the playoffs with a 4-2-4. Wouldn't that be ridiculous? Doesn't look like anything's happening. I've managed to knock all the confidence out of Andrucci by simultaneously not selling him and then not playing him forever. I've broken what was at one point the top scorer in the National League, but at least we get to keep him now. Should have just sold him. Should have just sold him. That has been a rotten run-in to the end of the season. Oh my word. That has not... I'm glad I didn't show you too much of it on camera. It's not been very enjoyable. I haven't had a very nice time on this run, but now we know who we're going to play, or we know who which match we're playing the winner of. I think for third, we face the winner of Port Vale and Eastleigh. And like I say, we want to avoid Port Vale, but they're at home against Eastleigh in that first game. Then we'll be at home in the semi-final, but I don't think that's going to faze Port Vale. They've already beaten us at home a couple of matches ago. Tomorrow's episode might be a short one. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.